welcome to this edition of Defend or Destroy, a show where we take different topics and base them on their merits and decide whether you should defend them or destroy them. As always, I'm Visage.
Orlo.
Bowden.
And today, we're looking at Iron Man. Released in 2013, this film stars Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Guy Pearce, and Ben Kingsley, and is the follow-up to Iron Man 1 and 2 and The Avengers. It follows Iron Man as he takes on the notorious villain, the Mandarin. So guys, looking at this movie, we note that it is the first film that kicked off Marvel's Stage 2. It has, for comic book fans, a rather peculiar storyline. A lack of Tony Stark in the Iron Man costume. A bizarre use of the Mandarin and War Machine. And an unsatisfying ending. So for me, when asking the question defend or destroy, given all that, I say defend.
I'd have to defend it as well.
What the is wrong with you guys? I'm going to destroy it.
Well then destroy it.
How can you even defend the movie? The villain is Guy Pearce's, and I have the extremist virus or whatever it is, which was awful. The Mandarin wasn't even the Mandarin. It was some sort of fake Ben Kingsley English actor. And Tony Stark's whole, I had PTSD syndrome, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's instantly cured of it.
When is he instantly cured of it?
When he's talking to the child. Aren't you I forget the exact words because I've only seen the movie once and I refuse to watch it again. Aren't you you said something, tinkerer or fixer or builder?
Yeah, something like that.
Through the entire movie, he's suffering from PTSD. And then all of a sudden, aren't you a builder? Boom, yes I am. And then boom, Iron Man.
He still has it, it just, he comes...
He goes from being completely destroyed from this PTSD, and then I could be Iron Man again. I can go kick the Mandarin's ass now. I've just been whining like a little bitch trying to fix a suit the entire time. It was bull.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you're going with?
What?
It's a movie. It's a comic book movie. It's a Marvel movie. That's
Movies have a need to make sense. Sorry.
Did
Plot
the Avengers make sense?
It had a cohesive storyline. It actually had good acting. And it actually had a satisfying ending.
Alright, I'll give you the ending to Iron Man 3 was not very good. But you can't tell me that there wasn't glaring plot holes that all of a sudden it just fit together.
It worked.
All those aliens just died like that.
Let's not get on the Avengers here.
Okay,
Let's
fine.
go back to
Fine,
what this show is about.
Fair enough.
How can you even defend Iron Man 3?
Thought it was very enjoyable. The one, yes, I can see there with the Mandarin being, yes, 10 rings, which they kind of mentioned in the first Iron Man, so that 10 rings thing was kind of put there. Plus, yes, I know Avengers had aliens, but magic is still kind of a kind of thing. It's not really prevalent in this current Marvel universe. Yes, we know they are talking about Doctor Strange, which then could possibly bring in the Mandarin back. But if you're talking about magic going on now, like in Iron Man 3, it wouldn't work. So that's why they kind of used him as just a pawn, if you will. Since they mentioned the 10 rings in the first one, because that was the one guy with the face kind of thing.
And you bring up the story. The one thing you can say is, so far, we mentioned this was the kickoff to Stage 2.
And it's off to a really bad start. Okay, go on. Sorry for interrupting you.
Iron Man 2 wasn't that good.
It was better than the third one.
Debatable. But even that, it all fit together. Once you look back and go, okay, that's what, it all led up to this, I'm good now. You have to take, with the way they're doing these movies, you have to kind of take all of it with a grain of salt and go, it's going to lead somewhere better.
You have the Mandarin. Okay.
Mandarin.
He is the counterpart to Tony Stark. Joker to Batman.
Yes.
Okay. You don't take the arch villain of a superhero and completely bastardize him. You just don't. Red Skull to Captain America. Red Skull, okay. Red Skull, okay, I look completely normal. Why is my name Red Skull? It was just a name given to me by Hydra. You don't do that.
Like you said, the Mandarin was supposed to be the terrorist from the first movie. They weren't going to use him again. So I like that. What I like how they did this was they had gone out and said, we're not using the Mandarin. They didn't want to use him. But fans were like, how can you do Iron Man without using Mandarin? They kept bringing that up, so they went, fine. Iron Man 3 is going to have the Mandarin. But, once again, they didn't want him really in their storyline yet, so they found a loophole. We're going to give you the Mandarin, but he's not really going to be the Mandarin. And we're still going to get our story, and we're going to give you a taste of, what you want.
Like what they did with Spider-Man 3. Sam
Well,
Raimi's-
yeah.
He didn't want
He did
Venom.
the opposite. He was like, I don't want to do Venom. But they kept pressuring him, you gotta do Venom, you gotta do Venom. And then what'd you get?
Poop.
That was crap. That was crap.
I don't even consider the Spider-Man movies
Exactly.
part of any superhero movies.
So, when I first saw it, I would agree with you. I was like, whoa, no, don't do that. You can't do that. But after a little bit of time, I sat back and went, that's not that bad. And especially Ben Kingsley's performance, you can't say he did not act well.
Oh, Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin was fantastic.
Even as a drunk guy, he was fantastic.
That was more annoying than being fantastic.
Was his performance annoying, or were you just annoyed that they made the Mandarin a drunk guy? Oh!
I'm going to have to actually say both on this one. Ben Kingsley is a phenomenal actor. However, just that character of the drunk British guy just didn't feel like it fit in the movie.
It fit in that movie.
Because he was an actor acting as a terrorist, and he was just getting the drugs and alcohol and whatever that he wanted because they were just using him as a pawn. So it did fit in that sense.
But starting with such an awesome fitting character for that role and going completely 180 just felt like a betrayal to me.
But once again, it goes back to we don't want to use the Mandarin.
So they replace it with AIM and the Extremists.
That's what they wanted all along.
One, that doesn't even have that big of a role in the comics. Two, the actor who was playing Guy Pearce. Wait, was that his name?
It's
Guy Pearce?
It is Guy Pearce.
Yeah. He sucked at acting. And three, you have frickin' 100 Iron Man suits going against these guys, and they tear apart these suits like nothing. It's f***ing Iron Man. Okay.
Okay. You can't even bring up it has such a minor role in the comics because they all do. Nowadays they're picking small things from comics because if they take the big topics and screw them up, they're gonna get
Backlash.
yeah.
They already screwed up the Mandarin.
Well, you have to watch in
Thor 2.
Thor 2. They talk about bringing the Mandarin back. They go break him out of prison, and one guy's like, our boss doesn't like the way you're using his image.
When was that in Thor 2?
It was in the
DVD.
The DVD. They have a little short for it. So they are can bring back the Mandarin.
He was always, from everything I've read, he was always set to be in Doctor Strange. That's why they didn't want to use him. They were like, we don't want him with Iron Man. We want to use him later.
Which is understandable, magic versus magic.
Right. And they didn't want him as part of the build-up for Avengers 2. They wanted this storyline. because they want Iron Man, like, and again, I don't like the ending, but they wanted Iron Man to kind of go, I'm done with this. So that's part of it. Yes, I know. I was not a big fan of the I'm done with Iron Man, but am I really done with Iron Man?
Yeah, because you can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's in everything going forward.
Going on with Iron Man is... How can you have Avengers without Iron Man?
Right.
So...
That's gonna, but they want that as one of the storylines heading into that movie.
From all that I've read about the next Avengers, he's immediately in the movie from the beginning.
Tony Stark is.
Tony Stark.
Because he was building, what's it called?
Ultron.
There you go, main thing of the name, movie. He was building Ultron, which maybe he was building Ultron as a way to, Iron Man's done, this helps.
I don't like the fact that ending, just him basically taking out the one unique feature to his character.
I mean, I can agree with that because it is
Right. I think
In
we're
the
all gonna
Iron
agree
Man
with that.
comics, he does not have the item in his chest. But in the movies, he now has it. That
Right.
should stay with him throughout the movies. In my opinion, which is right.
Yeah.
So, by him removing his heart, because that's what it was referred to throughout the entire first movie.
Right.
His heart. So, what are you saying that now he's removing his heart in the ending of...
Actually, what they're saying is now he's saying his life's complete because Pepper is his. That was the whole thing was when he had that he didn't have a heart. Now it shows he has a heart. Now he cares. But now he has Pepper. He doesn't need that. That was kind of their symbology there. Their symbolism.
Symbology.
I had to say that. You knew why I had to say that. You know why I had to say that.
It's because there was a firefight.
I wish. Off topic, but anyways. And even if you look at, because all of the Marvel movies have the same ending. They go through the credits and then it's just that one line that says Captain America will return, Thor will return. At the end of Iron Man 3 it says Tony Stark returns.
Not Iron Man.
It didn't say Iron Man. It said Tony Stark returns in Avengers. They want that story. They want it as a storyline. Right or wrong, they want that as a storyline. Him to get back in the suit.
Then why even bring the Mandarin into it?
Fans.
Well, guess what? It was f***ing done horribly.
They didn't want the Mandarin.
I don't
so they're
care what they wanted
Yes,
or didn't want. They
that's
just
the
shouldn't have
thing.
done it in the first place.
But then they wouldn't have heard the end of it. It would have been, oh, you didn't put the Mandarin in, boo, this movie sucked, blah, 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 blah. Even though it was still a pretty good movie.
Right. That's why
Can
I
you put a shitty Mandarin in it?
And
No.
that's their way of basically going, boom!
So basically, all the fans just got told, go off.
If you tell me what to do, I mean, you say it all the time, well, tell me what to do.
Right.
Exactly. So that's their way of just
I mean,
bad.
the only two things really looking, if I really look at this movie, because again, the first time I watched it, I would have been right there with you. Why would you do that with the Mandarin? It took me a little bit to kind of... You're right.
Right there when
And
I
then-
walked out with him, like,
Right.
Mandarin, why?
Right. And then after, about an hour thinking about it, because sadly my time after watching a movie is spent thinking about it forever, that clicked with me that it was... They wanted to do something different. They didn't want the Mandarin in it. My problems with this movie is the ending, which we talked about. I wasn't a fan. If that's what they want, fine. And he wasn't really Iron Man in most of the movie.
No. It was, you got
When
to see
every
the
time
suits,
every time he was in a suit, he was like controlling it and like he wasn't in it. He wasn't doing anything Iron Man. It was only a small portion. And that was kind of upsetting because see him go tank missile.
You mean actually be Iron Man?
Yeah.
The movie is called Iron Man, not Tony
Well, I
Stark.
mean, that could be what affected his PTSD, though. being in a situation. So when he was in the Iron Man suit, when he was out there through the wormhole, blah, blah, blah. When he's out of the suit, maybe it helps him relax more. When he's back in the Iron Man suit...
There were constant scenes throughout that movie where he's outside of the suit and he's suffering from PTSD. So, how does he get over PTSD? Repairs the suit, gets back in it. Boom.
Then he's out of it.
No more PTSD. It's gone. Magic.
Then he's out of the suit, controlling other suits, trying to fight in those suits.
And he gets into them
Doesn't get
over
any
and
of those
over and
suits
over.
because it's shoot, shoot, shoot.
Once again, as stated, PTSD gone by a child. They brought magic into the show.
Magic of a child.
Psychology.
It actually makes more sense in this movie.
What are we gonna do with him?
We can always push him down the stairs.
Take some candy.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's our show. Like I said, that's our show. And as you all know, everything we said is opinion based. But really, ours is the only one that matters. I mean,
Well, not your guys, just mine.
don't give him any candy.
If I can get my hand out.
This is going to take a while.
That is my jar. So I'm getting it back one way or another.
Go get the Crisco.
Let's get the butcher's knife. Be right back.
Where is he?
Sit tight, buddy.
Where? So anyway, leave a positive or negative comment in the boxes below. And if you want to, leave your opinion. We'd love to hear it. Just know that ours is the only one that matters.
You did it. You killed him. It was a Boba Fett cookie jar. Housed candies and sweets. And you killed him. My way would have been a lot easier.
But
You.